I am a man of many things. A man of integrity, a man of talent, a man of strength, passion, and faith. But most importantly is that I am a man of stories. And my favorite story comes from being my personal life story, which is when my parents had actually immigrated from Africa before I was even born. With literally nothing but the clothes on their backs, $100 to their name, my older brother, and a dream. A dream to give their future children a life that they could not achieve back in Africa. So for working day and night for countless hours on end, there wasn't a single time where we had to worry about not having food on our table to eat each night, or even a roof over our head, or a bed to sleep on, or even running water in the faucet. And I know they're in the audience today, so wherever you are, all I can truthfully say is thank you. Thank you for the journey you endured to give me the life that I have today. Fast forward 18 years later, we are now a family of 7 where I still battle my siblings every single day to be the best and be better than each other and honor the family name. And I felt that I had a self-goal to honor the family name in my own way, which is why I always strided for academic and athletic achievements, or even volunteering in my church, and overall just volunteering in the community that has never let me down. And now, as I'm quickly approaching the end of my senior year, I had high hopes and expectations of following the family line and going into the medical field. And I would do that by volunteering in local clinics or even taking part in college courses that were being hosted in my local community college. And aside from that, just by finishing out my senior year, I was super excited to get a prom, which I luckily get later today, and I'm super excited about that. Super excited. As well as finishing out my final football season with my best friends and walking across the stage in the orange and white cap and gown, screaming at my mom, "Mom, I made it! They said I couldn't do it, but I made it." Thank goodness, oh my gosh. And so many other countless senior events. March 13th, 2020 is when things changed. It was the start of many lost opportunities for us all. And whether it was for the first time or the 100th time, many of us were forced to stop what we were doing as the world literally came to a halt and come up with a plan B. And as I was getting dressed to come here today, I thought I had the greatest outfit known to man. Hopped on a FaceTime call with my best friend. She told me that outfit wouldn't even get me a date with the girl. Now, this is the best part. The girl on FaceTime was my girlfriend. Super good. So we bantered for a little bit, and we're going back and forth. We ended up scrapping the outfit, and now we're starting from the top. So I'm back in the closet. Maybe this shirt would look good. Maybe these pants would go with that shirt. And I'm like, nah, maybe not that. So we're in my sibling's closet. He's right there in the crowd, too, which is awesome. So we're in his closet. Maybe these shoes will look good, pretty good, or this shirt or this hoodie. She's like, no, stop. You're messing it up all over again. I'm like, what did I do wrong? And correct me if I'm wrong, but last time I checked, when I talk to people, I'm talking to them eye to eye. So if I'm talking to them eye to eye, the shirt's got to be the best part of the outfit. She's like, no. That's not what you do. When you actually start your outfits, you actually want to start with your shoes and work your way from the ground up. And I'm like, what on earth are you talking about? That made zero sense to me. She's like, you always start with your shoes and work your way from the ground up. So obviously, I'm not going to argue with her, so I'm going to do what she says. So we end up doing that. For the record, this is her outfit, so you guys got to give her some praise for that. We start with the shoes. We start with the shoes, and we're working our way up. And as I'm building the outfit, I come to find out that the shoes actually match with the shirt, the pants blend in between, not even to mention the detail that you can actually add onto the outfit, speaking of watches, rings, necklaces, a hat. You guys get the point, right? So we're building this outfit, and as I'm building it from the ground up, I'm realizing that as I'm doing this, pieces actually start to fall together just a little bit better than what I was doing before. And it ended up being perfect in the end. And I feel like that was many of us during this COVID-19 pandemic. Some of us may have lost our jobs, houses, cars, families, and friends. Where it came to the point where if we were literally going to move forward in any step of life, we had to start all over and work our way from the ground up. And as I was going through the pandemic, I thought my life was at a loss, losing all of these senior events, such as my football season, a prom. And I know some of you think that I may be overreacting, but to many of us, I feel like a lot of us can relate to this, that your senior year is actually your definition of the American dream. whether it's driving the fancy car with your best friends on a Friday night after a football game or a basketball game, or even just mobbing it in and out. You guys know what I'm feeling, right? And then just having tons of fun, feeling like your life is at its peak, has now crashed and burned literally at my feet. So now I'm heartbroken, feeling that my life is truly at the end. And at some point during quarantine, it literally clicked just like that, where I just couldn't let all of these senior events essentially ruin my life. Which is when it clicked, I decided, pop open the laptop, I'm typing, and I'm realizing that I could actually take this course at my local community college that would help me do it online as far as getting my degree in the medical field, following the family line. And I'm typing again, boom, job at Starbucks, there we go. Typing again, applying for all these scholarships, hopefully gonna get them pretty soon. And as I'm doing all of this, and I'm still thinking about this to this day, that I never would have gotten an opportunity to do any of that if I took part in all of these senior events. As I came to realize that literally, all of these senior events were so time-consuming. And as I'm doing this, I'm realizing now that I actually had an opportunity to move more into adulthood, if you will. So during a time where many of us struggled in our own ways, we were forced to literally stop and think and look from a new perspective to make a new plan to work our way from the ground up. Truthfully, many of you may not even know what that looks like. It could literally just be starting an outfit with your shoes and working your way up. And whether you're someone that's here today or going to watch this TED Talk at some point later in life, and you've lost something during this pandemic, whether it was a house, a car, a job, a family member, or a friend, and it was something that truthfully set you back, you're still here. You're still here. So however the pandemic may continue to affect your life today, I encourage every single one of you to consider a plan B in every situation you take. And like I said before, I am a man of stories. And quite frankly, I believe that this story being told today, and the story that is being built over time throughout the last year, is going to be one of the greatest stories ever told in the future. And I can't wait to tell that story to my future kids and my future grandkids. And I hope that every single one of you here today or watching this talk is going to get the chance to tell your own version of the story. Maybe some of us might even make it into the next high school history books. I don't know. Dude, that's your guys' situation. But overall, I hope that every single one of you gets an opportunity to build from the ground up and come up with the plan B. I feel like that's how many of us are going to survive during this pandemic and moving forward. So in this season of our lives, I strongly encourage every single one of you guys to consider a plan B in every situation that you take.